Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Terrifying Tuesday on this channel where we talk about all things horror. And you may have heard that there might be a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie coming. Let's break down why people are saying that. Let's jump right into it. So by now you've probably heard the rumors that there could in fact be a new Nightmare on Elm Street film. And while this is still a rumor, it has some basis in a story that's getting a lot of people excited. That's why you're starting to hear it, because this isn't coming from just anywhere. It's coming from the fact that three of the most iconic companies in horror are coming together to actually do something. And the hints are supposedly there. So we're kind of going to have to look at this whole thing and see where these hints are. And I'll break it all down for you, but let's get started with what exactly was said that's making people think that this is going to be a new Nightmare on Elm Street film. So, Evil Dead Rise director Lee Cronin sets next film with Atomic Monster, Blumhouse, and New Line. And according to Variety, Atomic Monster and Blumhouse recently combined genre giants will produce a new film from Evil Dead Rise director Lee Cronin at New Line Cinema. Cronin will write and direct this top secret project, one that has been suggested will remain in his horror wheelhouse. The Irish filmmaker will also produce the project through his label Doppelgangers. New Line, a Warner Brothers motion picture group label, has dated the film for an April 2026 release. It marks the studio's first collaboration with Jason Blum and Atomic Monster head James Wan. Lee's work is always fresh and surprising. He has an intriguing, modern take on something quite ancient that I think audiences will love, Blum said in a statement. This also marks an exciting series of firsts for us. Atomic Monster and Blumhouse's first time working with Lee in our first joint project for Warner Brothers. We can't wait to get started. Now, Cronin added that getting to return to New Line Cinema and my wonderful partners over there is the cherry on the top. I've got something wickedly entertaining and terrifying hidden up my sleeve, and I can't wait to bring it screaming to the screen. Atomic Monster and Blumhouse are co-financing the film. Wan and Jason Blum are producers. Michael Clear and Judson Scott are executive producers. Alana Gastel is overseeing the project for Atomic Monster. Now, New Line Cinema being mentioned there, that's why people are going crazy, because you say New Line Cinema, people think of Freddy. New Line Cinema is the house that Freddy built. Before Freddy, New Line Cinema didn't have the popularity that it had. And then you top that off now with the Evil Dead Rise director doing this. And Evil Dead Rise was a massive success for them. And just that idea of having him come in and do that. Sure, the Evil Dead Rise movie didn't do everything we wanted it to do. It didn't bring back Ash, but you can't have everything. And it did set up a nice scenario for movies going forward. Movies that have been announced now. They are talking about doing more movies within the Evil Dead franchise. And with all of the movies coming back into the limelight, with all of these different projects getting a second chance, even the Omen gets a second chance, and we can't have something as iconic as Freddy Krueger get a second chance. You have all of these franchises. You have the Jason franchise. Friday the 13th is getting another chance to come back. We just don't know exactly when that's happening yet, but there is movement on it that has continuously made people excited. Then you have the Halloween series that really did enjoy a new box office possibility, but ultimately it will end up getting rebooted. It will have its own TV show. And if that can get a chance really quick like that after people said they were disappointed with how the other one turned out a little bit, then yeah, I think that Jason deserving a chance, Michael deserving a chance. I think Freddy deserves a chance as well. And apparently so do a lot of people, because you have this whole ancient comment. And when he says ancient, sure, this doesn't necessarily mean that he's talking about Freddy Krueger. In fact, chances are he might not be talking about Freddy Krueger here. But just when you think ancient and then you put something like New Line Cinema in that sentence, then people instantaneously start thinking about Freddy Krueger. And why not? After all, like I said, Freddy, you know, that is the house that Freddy built. New Line is the house that Freddy built. So you put New Line in that statement, people instantly are going to this as a possibility. Freddy means ancient. Okay. Then you have the statement about the gloves. Well, people are saying it means Freddy's glove to say he has something up his sleeve. I don't know necessarily if that's the case, but okay, I'll go with it. And then you also have the possibility of waking up screaming in this statement. The hint that I want to bring it screaming to the screen. So basically, people are thinking of a nightmare and people waking up screaming. That's what they're going to. And I do get it. I think that that is a possibility of what they're talking about, but I don't know this for sure. And I'm taking this whole thing with a huge grain of salt, because even though you have these three iconic companies coming together, and it would be absolutely wonderful to see them all come together and do a Nightmare on Elm Street project. At this point, I really wouldn't even care who became Freddy Krueger, because we know that their last reboot didn't do very great at the box office. It wasn't Jackie Earle Haley's fault. He actually did an amazing job as Freddy Krueger. It just wasn't the Freddy Krueger that people were used to, and trying to reboot it a little bit more realistic and yeah, darker, and everything they were going for there didn't really perform the way they actually wanted it to. And you have to realize that when you're dealing with an iconic character, any type of iconic character, people care more than what they should about it, honestly. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We're all guilty of this as fans. We want the project to be perfect, and we want it to be iconic. We want it to be exactly how we remember the project going down. We want it to be true to the characters that we've come to love. And with these three people coming together to do this project, I honestly believe that they are the right people for the job. After all, Blumhouse has said in the past several times that they wanted to do a Nightmare on Elm Street film. They are very passionate about this project, and getting someone that's that passionate about a project instantaneously excites my excitement level for it as well. I want somebody in charge of a project that is excited and passionate about said project. And Blumhouse has always been very adamant that they are wanting to do a Nightmare on Elm Street series. So this being now a possibility is a really good thing. That's why people are reporting on it, because you have Blumhouse involved that has said in the past that they definitely want to be a part of it. Then you have New Line Cinema. So getting an Evil Dead director like that to come in, you know, the Evil Dead Rise director did such a fantastic job that this makes for an interesting trio. That, coupled with all, you know, just this group of people is brilliant. And it sets us up for what could be one of the best remakes, reboots ever. And I really do hope if they do it, they go with a reboot, kind of. Not really a remake. Let's take him and say that all the stuff happened before, and kind of give Freddy a new group of movies set in present day. Let's not try to reinvent the wheel and tell the same stories we've seen before, because I think that's where a lot of these remakes and reboots fell at, is that they kind of change things up. They retell the story when we don't need them to do it. But this is exciting news, and it's a good time to be horror fans, because even if this proves to not be true, we do have a lot to look forward to, because whatever this project is going to be groundbreaking. It's going to be awesome. Just this whole idea of this group coming together. But that is where I am going to leave it off to you guys. But I have a few questions for you. Do you think that this is going to turn out to be a Nightmare on Elm Street movie? And if so, how excited are you for this particular group of people to be involved? And then, the one question that must be asked: who do you think should play Freddy Krueger in a remake done now? As always, we want to know what you guys think. Make sure you are leaving us that comment in the comment box below. Make sure you share this video with all of your friends, because they're going to want to be a part of the conversation as well. Don't forget to hit that like button. It is free, it helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Miko says we need more subscribers. And look at this face. You don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell while you're down there, so you don't miss a single video we do. And then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.